So I got something cute to tell you. I thought we went through those questions a little bit too quick. We did. I found a missing question and answer, which actually fits the relationship questions because it's aimed at me. So here we go. If cartoon physics suddenly replaced real physics, what are some things you would want to try? You know, I always say, and it's a joke, it's not meant seriously, that if I could take a cast iron skillet to the back of his head and just hit it one time, I would think he would fall in love with me. The man of my dreams. I really do. But we can't do that in the real world. But if we were in the cartoon world, we could drop one of those anvils and what do you know? Seeing loves and, getting married the next day. Never going to happen in real life, but hey, it works in cartoon time. Okay, now enough of my life. Let's get into everybody else's. It's time for relationship advice. Bombshell. I believe in honesty. No secrets. Nothing hidden. I wish to ask my man for all social media passwords on all platforms. I don't think of it as a lack of trust. I think of it as securing our future. Am I right or am I wrong? Okay, this is one of those boundary questions. I'm going to shoot straight with you. If you do this, if you go ahead and you ask him for all of his social media platform passwords, be it email, be it Facebook, be it Twitter, yada, 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 he's going to think you don't trust him. Now, what does that say about your relationship? Is it very firm in its foundation, or is it weak? Do you have faith in him? Do you have faith in yourself in choosing him as your partner? You don't have to ask for that information. If you trust him, it's not necessary. Here we go again. Bombshell. Things are going well for me. Maybe too well. I met his family this weekend. We are mixing our friends together at a barbecue next weekend. Last night I had a dream that we had a fight and broke up at the barbecue. Do you take it as a sign? Are we doomed? Will we be breaking up at the barbecue? To me, I used to take dreams as the gospel. Be it good, be it bad. But anymore, when you get older, you realize dreams are just that. They don't always come true. Thank God on some cases. And sometimes they do. Thank God on those cases. But the most important thing is we don't control our future. The man upstairs does. And if you create a scenario like you want to break up with him, then it's going to happen. If you don't, then it won't. That's my new thing. Of course, my new thing is like, I don't care anymore because I'm me. If you can't deal, don't watch. Don't be friends with me, and definitely don't talk to me. I guess I'm getting too strong. Anyway, bombshell. I took your advice. The first date was not off the charts. Fireworks, but my first impression hampered by close friends, and I thought about what you said in your videos, and how I was jaded. I gave her a second chance, even though what was said by her friends, which is really her frenemies, went behind her back and came to me with some damning information. I want you to know that I didn't believe in their information. And now I'm happy to announce that we're together because of you. You helped me and her in her own way see the error of others' ways. When people are out to separate two good people from being together, you believe the worst, and I had a choice to make. I made the choice. I picked up the phone. I called her, and I apologized. I told her with my whole heart that I was sorry, and I wanted to see her to tell her that. So I wrote this question so you would read it in your video to let people know that I'm grateful for your videos and your advice. And I'm grateful for not listening to naysayers. And I'm grateful because I made the choice to be with her. Thank you. Thank you. You have no idea. I needed some good news. That's good news. I'm happy for you too. You deserve it. Okay, here we go. Oh, this one's kind of cute. So I don't know how to ask you this, bombshell, but I'm afraid of my girlfriend thinks I'm a horrible kisser. Any ideas of how to get her to open up and talk to me about if she finds me repulsive? That's also off that TV show. If you watch Married at First Sight, Luke and Kate had a bad relationship when he says repulsive. That's what got me giggling. I think the best thing that anybody can do is open up and be honest. Keep those lines of communication going, and you will have the best relationship you ever had. So if that's not what's happening and you feel, oh, I don't know if I can talk to her about this, red light, okay, automatically. That means something's wrong with this relationship already, and it may not continue if you're not honest. Set her down, talk to her. She's got 2 good working ears. You got 1 good mouth to speak about your feelings. No secrets, okay? That's the way you got to do it. And the last question before I say goodnight to y'all. Lately, my boyfriend is running late. Sometimes 5 to 10 minutes late. I try to be understanding, but last week was a family dinner. He was 15 minutes late. He's got a profession where he can get called away at any time. But how can I live with him doing this all the time? When he asks if everything is okay, I just say, okay. But it's far from okay. Is there a way to tell him that being tardy isn't okay? I would sit him down and say, look, I don't mind on the nights when it's just you and me, but when it's a family dinner, and you know my family is going to be there, or my friends are going to be there, and we want you there, I really need you, no matter what, to be there. And if that bothers him or upsets him in any way, I need you to listen to me on this. A temper can be a sign. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you girls, okay? If a man has any kind of temper or rage, that's a sign that he wants out of your relationship and into somebody else's. Meaning he's looking for the next one. And the bad part about a temper is, you can only put up with that for so long before he starts getting violent. So you don't want that. And rage does an awful thing to a man, especially if he keeps it pent up, anger and aggression. And you know what? He's going to probably blow a cork, and you'll have to pay the price. So you don't want to be the one that's on the other end of paying the price. So run, girl, run. So I hate to tell you this, but you may have to break up with this man, especially if he has a temper. Okay. Well, I will see you in the future sometime. I don't know exactly what day or when, but I will tell you this. On April 28th, I'm hosting my first home-cooked meal, so I'm really excited about that. And other than that, I'm still waiting the tooth, knock on wood. I did pick a date for the tooth, May 23rd. A lot of reasons. The first initial injury to that tooth was May 23rd of 2015. I had chewed down on a piece of pineapple, and when I did, my eyes went wide. The person that I was with asked me if everything was okay, and at the time, I believe I said something to the effect that, and I wasn't really honest on that because I was more interested in getting to know the person that I was with. Sometimes life makes no sense. And things we wish we could have a do-over on rarely get granted. And we don't mean any harm. We don't mean any ill will. We only see the best in people, and we only want the best for them. And we wish that we were enough. And that's one reason I just shut down all my dating sites. Another was, when your heart gets broken so many times, why try again? And, once you hold a standard so high, it's hard for any man to attain to it or be the man that you thought they were. My heart breaks every day that I get up and breathe, but I continue on. Because I know in my heart of hearts now my path in life. My path is to do my question and answers, sing my little songs, help people find their way in their relationships, because sometimes a third party is better than being in that relationship. I can provide them with a vision for themselves that they are not even thinking of or seeing, and it's right there in front of them. And if they would just take the time to stop and communicate, then things work out just fine. So I feel like the relationship medium, the one that can get in there and work and hopefully provide them with many more endings like I did that one couple. And the most things, in life, no one is perfect. We all make mistakes, but we have to either learn to go, okay, mistakes happen because I'm not perfect, and work with that person, or we have to go, okay, not dealing, and walk away. When I chose the route of adoption and to get off the dating sites, I did the right thing. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts, if my life doesn't happen the way that my grandma and everybody else saw a path for it to happen, then you know what? I'll be fine. I'm a strong, independent woman now. And I can honestly say, since there's, no debt yet until I get the tooth, in my future, that I'm going to be strong enough that I can raise my child to know they don't have to have someone to be codependent to help raise them. Maybe that's too cold of a heart. Maybe that's a heart that's been hurt one too many times, and not necessarily by the man that they're in love with. Maybe it's the outsiding people that they think they can trust, just like that young lady who thought she could trust her friends, and they were frenemies. And they were coming to him saying she was lying and she was cheating when she wasn't. My heart breaks for things like that. I don't know what makes anyone act the way they do, or say the things they do, or do the things they do. But in this world, if we don't see some good in some people, what kind of world do we have? I honestly believe that I've always been the person to give everybody the benefit of the doubt until they come to me and prove me otherwise unfit. And I don't like holding grudges. Heck, I'm still sending Mike nice emails asking him for a virtual divorce, okay? Going, if you don't do it, I've actually set a date for that too, and I'm going to file again, but this time I'll file for it and I'll pay for the damn thing. Just because, it is a negative, and I don't want any man in my life to be like, oh, can't talk to her, she's virtually married. No. You can think of any reason that you want to for something not to work out. But then again, you got to be the one to see a reason to make it work out. So, right now, in my life, there is no man that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to stand by you, I'm going to be by you, we're going to go through this life together, and I've got your back. And honestly, I just wish the best for all the men that have been in my life. But I realize sometimes that I'm going to have to be the greatest independent woman of all time to do what I want out of my life. And if that's what it takes, then I'm prepared to do so. I read this one amazing book that had State Secrets by Linda L. Miller. And the more she pushed him away, the more he kept coming. And this one part where he actually calls her up and he doesn't say anything else. His first words out of his mouth isn't even hello. It's, have you forgiven me? And she's just like, quite honestly, no. And then she's like, you've got your man because you came and arrested my brother, but why are you calling me? And he says the best phrase ever. I'm not calling about that man. I'm calling and I'm interested in the woman I'm speaking to. Now, I know that kind of man exists in books and movies, but I've seen that kind of man really exist in real life with my grandpa. I mean, my grandma would tell him to go to hell more times than Carter's got liver pills, but he kept coming back and he kept making things work with her. I don't know why that kind of man doesn't exist in my life. It seems like no matter what I do, they're not man enough to take me on. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to end it with that tonight. I've got a workout to go get in. I love each and every one of you. God bless, and I wish you nothing but the very best. I hope your Easter was outstanding. I will see you again soon. After all, I got to tell you how my dinner went. I love you all. Bye.